Yo guys, what's going on? It's Aces here today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys what skills you guys should be focusing on leveling up in the first week of wipe and the rest of wipe really. But that first week, what should you zero in on? Well, today we are going to be breaking down all the skills and the ones that I think are the most important or the easiest to start leveling up right away. So with that being said, do me a huge favor, drop a like on this video for the YouTube algorithm. You guys have been smashing with the support, man. Channel's been doing great, super healthy, super happy with the community that we are building. The goal is 5,000 subs during 12.11. I think we're going to smash that. The true goal is hitting over 17,500, which is what my main channel, Acez-Gaming, is at. That's my Call of Duty channel. I want this channel to be full-time, not the other one. So that's what we're working towards. Let's get into it, man. Endurance, the most important skill in the game and the only skill during 12.10 that I have maxed. You can see during everything else, I never really maxed everything out, and that's okay. It doesn't really matter your progression rate as long as at some point during the wipe you get max endurance. And the reason for this is at some point everybody's going to have max endurance. If they level up their hideout, if they play the game a lot, max endurance is key. Some of the elite skills you get are some of the best in the game, mainly because you get an increased stamina bonus by 75% and you get increased hands endurance. The endurance is the most important skill, mainly because you can get to loot the quickest. If you are fighting for dorm spawn, if you get the hole in the wall and the smuggler spawn, which are the new spawns for that were implemented in 12.10, if you get those spawns, the first one in the dorms is the one hitting the marked room. And if you don't have the higher endurance, you will not get there. If you have higher endurance, I know one beats it by like 10 seconds, but if you have the higher endurance, you could easily beat them. Easily beat them there, get that loot, and you're good to go. That's one example. There's many maps, many scenarios, many spawns. It's just one, and endurance, in my opinion, during any situation is key, and it's the most important skill in the game. Now, second most important skill is strength. Now, strength you will level up on your own to a certain extent just by playing the game. This wipe, I got about, roughly 8 to 10 levels just by, playing the game normally before I actually started putting a little bit of effort into it. At that point, you can start carrying around your backpack full of shotgun shells, but I believe the way that these two skills work hand in hand is that if you're leveling endurance, it's harder to level strength, and if you're leveling strength, it's harder to level endurance. Endurance is more important. Max it out as quickly as possible, then just start strength training right away. As soon as you max out endurance, go ahead, throw those shotgun shells in your bag every single raid, do it for a week straight, grind it out, do what you got to do, and you will get your strength up a good bit. Vitality, you just basically take damage, so playing the game, this one you're gonna up, you're just gonna up it by playing. It's really that simple. It has some good elite skills, but it's gonna take you a shit ton to max it out. You can farm this, but it's not something I would recommend farming until about a month into the game once you're kind of feeling set and have some money to play with. It's not one I really focus on, to be honest, even though I should. I believe the elite skill for it is to instantly get rid of bleeds. Like 2 seconds after you get a bleed, it's just gone. I think that is the vitality one. It might be health or stress resistance. No, it's not stress resistance. That's the like psycho one. But vitality's good. It's just one I didn't focus on this wipe. Doesn't mean I won't next wipe. Health, you actually get these by leveling up the first three. It's not one you can specifically farm. You need it for a couple tasks and a couple things in the game. So just by leveling up your endurance, your strength, your vitality, you're going to level up your health skills. So that's one we're kind of skipping here today. Stress resistance, you can actually, I think it's the energy drink. I'm not positive on that, but I think it's the energy drink that if you drink it, you actually get -1 stress resistance, and that starts to level this up. That's one thing I didn't know till very late wipe. So I'm going to be doing that the entire wipe this wipe, trying to max this out just by drinking those. And the same thing goes for metabolism. I really started focusing on this about 3 months into the wipe, and when I started focusing on it, I got to level 32. If you watch my hardcore series at all, you will know that I hit level 10 on metabolism in like the first 3 episodes. We were just going ham on the food. I'm going to be maxing out metabolism in this wipe for sure, 100%. It is extremely, extremely easy to level up, especially with all the food spawns on woods now. This will be an elite skill for me. This is one where it's so easy to level up, and it does some decent stuff for you. It's not the best skill in the game, but it does help you out. It reduces all the negative effects completely at the elite level of any food, and that is huge. I mean, that is really, really huge. So metabolism is one that I will for sure be leveling up. Immunity, now I'm pretty sure if you drink milk, you will get the immunity buff. Now I'm not sure how much it levels it up, I'm not sure the entirety behind the skill. Obviously, I'm level 2, so it leveled up a little bit. But at the end of the day, I think this is one of those where it's not fully implemented anyway, so there's not really any point. But milk is an easy one for metabolism. It gets you a lot of points on your energy and hydration. So it's one of those where if you want to go for it, just drink some milk. You can get that up a little bit per raid, but it's one of those that I don't think you'll ever hit the elite. Perception is very important. It basically helps with that loot detection radius. This is one you just kind of get by playing the game. It's not one that I specifically go for. Same goes for attention and search as well. It's just one of those you just get by playing. The more you play, the more you're going to level up. Intellect is one of those that's kind of broken. I think to level up intellect, you have to actually pick up different items. I don't exactly remember it, but this is one where it's just kind of broken right now. Doesn't really matter. Attention is pretty important. It is the looting speed. Now, I can't remember if it's attention or the search skill that actually lets you instant search. Now, I'm not sure which one that is. You guys can easily look it up on the wiki what the elite skill is, but one of them is super overpowered. It's one that I just did not do a lot. You just have to grind out searching containers constantly. And, you know, the more you grind it out, the better off you'll be. It's just one of those it's really annoying to do. Constantly just farming it, but it is so worth it at the end of wipe. It's so worth it. Charisma, this is one where I know you have to level up. It's one of these other skills. I don't know if it's perception. I can't remember. But charisma kind of is broken a little bit. It doesn't exactly help you in any way. You can see by reading it there, it kind of helps the pricing of your traders. It's not implemented yet. It doesn't matter. We have memory. Now, this one is just kind of playing the game. I've got this one. I don't exactly know how this one works. I assume just by leveling up other skills, this memory goes up, and if you don't play for a while, it'll go down. I don't really know on that, to be honest with you. Then we have all your weapon categories. Most of them do pretty similar things like lower your recoil and increase your switch speeds and stuff like that. Whatever weapons you run the most is what I would recommend you try to upgrade the most. But I will say, leveling up your sniper skill as soon as possible is very, very important. So if you want to play a little bit more ratty, use snipers from the beginning. It's a really expensive investment, don't get me wrong. But the earlier you use sniper rifles, the better off you will be in the long run, because getting to sniper level 3, 7, and 9, I think it is, or 5, 7, and 9, is very time consuming and very, very annoying for those tasks later in the game. Just letting you know it's something you want to do. We have other weapons here. Throwables, obviously just throw grenades. It's very simple. We have a recoil control. Just by shooting your weapon, it goes up. It's that simple. Just shoot, full auto, you're good to go. Aim drills. This one is a little bit harder to do if you don't know how to do it. Aim drills, basically it levels up by you aiming and then hitting a target within the first 2 seconds, I think it is. So aim, shoot, hit. That's going to be a skill point for you. It's going to level up like once every time you do that, and there's probably a cap for, you know, doing everything per raid. But aim drills, it's one of those where it's super hard to max out. It's a good skill. I forget the elite for it, but it's one of those you'll never max it out unless you're literally Landmark. I mean, I don't even know if Landmark has aim drills maxed out, but it's one of those where it's super hard. Surgery, I think to actually do this, you'd have to do like, I think it's 11 surgeries to get the max amount of potential out of each raid. And it's one of those where you can level it up a bit, but I don't think the average player is going to actually max this out. Now, the elite for this, I believe, is restoring limbs to full HP. So if your stomach would get hit, and I think stomach is 70, I could be completely wrong, could just be like 50 or something. Let's just use thorax, for example. Let's say your chest gets blacked, which usually you die, but if it would bleed out, I don't even know if you can do surgery on bleeds, but it's just an example. Regardless, if your thorax gets blacked, it's an 85 HP. If you use surgery with the elite skill, you will get it back to 85 HP, which is pretty cool. Covert movement, this is one that I don't really focus on. I'm pretty much a W key warrior, so this is one that I don't do too much. If you want to level this up, it's very easy. You just got to be on the lowest setting and crouch, and just crouch walk on the lowest setting. You will see your stamina bar going down. That's kind of how you know you're doing it right, and you will level this up. Every couple of steps, you'll get like 0.1 of a skill point. Very, very easy to level up. Very, very easy to farm if you want to put the time in. Me personally, it's way too damn slow. It's not worth it unless maybe you try and use it on factory. You don't use it situationally. That's about it. I wouldn't do it any more than that. Search. Just search stuff. Very, very simple. just search a shit ton of stuff. It levels up on its own. Mag drills, this is one of those that's kind of broken. The progression is just not right. Whether they fix it or not for 12.11, I don't know. But a very good skill, but unfortunately one that you cannot max out currently in the current state of the game. It just does not work yet. So that is going to be it for these skills. Really quickly, if you guys were wondering about some of the mastering and what this does, basically this doesn't help you in any way except for unlock new reloads. I think at level 3 you'll unlock a new reload. This is one that I never focus on. I love using every single weapon in the game. You know, some more than others, but I try to use a lot of different weapons, kind of expand my arsenal and, you know what I'm really good with, know what I'm really bad with. Like, for example, I'm ass with the Ash 12, and the PPSH is just not a very strong gun, so I don't use them. Even when it's the beginning of wipe, I don't use them. I'm not very good with the MP9 and the high fire rate. I don't use them. Guns I'm comfortable with is the Chris Vector, the MP153, the ARs such as ADARs and M4s and HKs, you know, stuff like that. I use those, and that's where you can see that in your mastering. So if you use them a lot, you can unlock some new reload animations, but that is pretty much it. Nothing much else to say. Those are the skills you should be focusing on. Hopefully you guys found this video informative. I know there wasn't any gameplay or anything. It was just me kind of chilling here talking about skills, but hopefully you guys can focus on this. And, you know, whether you're waiting to load into a raid, whether you're waiting for your friends, whatever it may be, maybe you're on a lunch break at work or something, you can't wait to go home, play some Tarkov. If you stopped by on this video, hopefully it helped you out. Make sure you drop that like, subscribe for new sponsors and equipment description below. That's all I got, guys. Thank you for stopping by. I'm out.